Hey gang, what's happening? It's Jay, and we are talking rifles for the Modern Minuteman today. I know there's lots of discussions out there on what's the best rifle for shit hit the fan, what's the best rifle for the Minuteman use, what's the best rifle out there for without rule of law, what's the best survivalist rifle. Everybody has an opinion out there on it, and nobody's right, and I don't think anybody's wrong either. It really comes down to what your situation is. So stay tuned, and we'll cover what I think and give you my opinion. Alright gang, so rifles for the Modern Minuteman. What is the best rifle for the Modern Minuteman? I don't know. Do you know? I probably don't know either. I think it really comes down to an individualistic viewpoint on it as far as where you're at, what your experience is, what you are trained most proficiently with. I think those are probably more important than, oh my gosh, I have to have this specific platform for this. So geez, if my rifle doesn't cost $1,000, it's not up to standard for for Minuteman use. I think that's a bunch of hooey. Comes down to what you have. You know the old saying, "Run what you brung." I'm a believer in that. So I'll just kind of real quickly go over my three basic rifle setups and why I chose each of them, but not a single one is specifically a Minuteman rifle or a shit hit the fan rifle. They just happen to be the three that I'm the most proficient with, and I have the most stores of supplies for, ammunition for, so on and so forth, and to last me through what I feel is the duration. So starting off, you have your basic 22 rifle platform. All right, they bolt actions, semi-auto, single shot, doesn't matter. What matters is that you are trained proficiently with it. Maybe, depending upon where you live, you need to be able to hit targets 25 yards, 50 yards, 100 yards, 200 yards, whatever it may be. For me, it's a great small game getter. Squirrels, rabbits, raccoons, I can imagine eating a raccoon, possums, all the way up to coyotes, really. This would take care of all of your needs for that. For me, this is my camp rifle. This is what every time my son and I go out to our camp, out on the farm, this is what I take with me. This is always with us. It's super lightweight, easy for carrying in the field, packable, so for carrying in on a pack, it works out really well for that. I have it set up with just a simple red dot. I have a flashlight on it, which for, nighttime use in camp, your typical what's gone bump in the dark kind of thing. It gives you the visuals for being able to identify that. So pretty plain and simple, right? Once again, lightweight, because it's a semi-auto and I have the 25 round magazines on it. You can lay down a large amount of suppressive fire if need be, if things really got that bad where you're more concerned about the two-legged critters versus the four-legged critters, and you need to get out of Dodge in a hurry from first contact. It could certainly cross over into that role as well. Plus, we all know with the 22 you can carry just a ton of ammunition with you and not even know it. So that's that, all right? So that is it's a Rossi RS-22. So we have that. Next up, we have your classic, true rifle of our enemy, the AK platform. You have the AK-47, you have the AK-74. They're made by dozens and dozens of countries around the world. It is still, even in its classic setup, still the preferred rifle of many, many, many third world countries. Now, the big argument I hear a lot of people say with the AK platform is, well, gee, number one, I always hear I'm not going to use a commie rifle. Whatever, it's a tool. The number two is ammo availability. Now that I get, because especially Biden had done the whole thing with getting putting the outlawing the importing in of Russian manufactured ammunition. So obviously that puts a little bit of a crunch on things. This specific case here in the AK-74, it shoots to 5.45 round. It is not very easy to get unless you order bulk unless you do bulk purchases of it. So it's not the easiest round to get a hold of today. So if you are going to go this route, make sure that you have ample ammunition for being able to supply it. The other thing, we can go crazy and talk about Red Dawn scenarios or whatnot. If we do have a invasion from our Chinese or Russian friends, I use that term lightly, your chances are this is what this is what they're using. So you have the battlefield pickups when it comes to that, and parts. I can tell you it's not the lightest rifle on the market. These are heavy. It is heavy. It is exhausting carrying it, especially out on patrols. It's a heavier gun, so you got to get used to that. But its manual of operation is super simple. Modifying it, there's all different kinds of stock configurations you can do. You can do foregrips on it. You can add vented and Picatinny rails for your gas covers. You can get really crazy with it. You can add folding stocks. You can add different pistol grips to it. It's kind of all over the place there, but the AK platform is a viable platform. Just making sure that you have sufficient ammunition supplies for it is really the biggest thing. But I'll tell you what, people back in the day people used to say, oh, you can't hit the side of a barn with an AK. I call bullshit on that. It is an incredibly accurate firearm for what its intended purpose is. So from a practical accuracy standpoint, hitting a 10 by 12 target at 200, 300, 400 yards, it does what it's supposed to do, plain and simple. That's what it was designed for. And us as Minutemen, that should be your qualifying factor, is can you hit targets out to those distances, that size. That you need to be able to do that. So once again, make sure you are, if you're going this route, make sure that you are proficient with it. Now obviously the third type option is your AR platform, right? So we all know it, we all love it. It's the joke of, the joke is the adult Lego set. But once again, you want to make sure that you are proficient with it. You can have the most expensive boutique-ish AR out there on the marketplace, but if you're not training with it, if you're not proficient with it, if you're not able to hit targets out to 200, 300, 400, 500 yards, the issue is not the firearm. The issue is you. You're not getting out enough to utilize it. So 5.56 caliber, obviously, widely available. It's still relatively, it's not inexpensive anymore, but it's not expensive. You can buy bulk packs of it. It's really well worth it. I'm a firm believer. Everybody should have one of these in their home, and everybody should have a .22 rifle in their home. That's just my opinion. But that's what I think everybody should have. Now, the way that you set your rifle up, that's going to be completely up to you. You notice here already I have a red dot on one, iron sights on another, a LPVO on this one here. I really, I like the idea for this specific rifle. I like the idea of that low-powered variable optic. Out in, in the area that we're at, you have a big mix of woodlands, farmlands, so you're going to be in and out of closed areas, wide open areas. So I think having that variable optic really pays dividends when you're out patrolling a property, looking out over a field, setting up observation posts, but then also when it comes to hunting purposes for your larger game. But anyways, that's I've been very happy with it. About 8.5 pounds as you see it set up, so not all that bad, especially for carrying all day. And that's where if you guys have noticed, I do have a sling on everything. I think that helps with carrying it, helps with manipulating it, especially when you're working on other things. Maybe you're out on the farm and this is what you take with you out in the field. Having a sling makes a huge difference. So that is kind of it, I guess. So that's my take on your Minuteman rifle. Should hit the fan, world without, whatever you want to call it, right? Survivalist gun, whatever it may be. I think the takeaway that I want you guys to take from that is there is no right or wrong answer. It's what works best for you and what you're most proficient with. I would take a guy any day of the week who grew up and hunts and utilizes a 22 every single day, can lay down, suppress a fire accurately, hit targets out at a longer distance, and he knows how to use it. You're good with me, man. We're all right. So, anyways, that's my spiel. So take it for what it is. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, whatever it may be, certainly throw them down in the comments section. I think it's a viable conversation to have for what works best for you. There is no right or wrong answer. So getting in these internet arguments about, oh no, this is the best gun. Oh no, this is the best. Oh no, well you have to have this. It's not worth it, guys. It's we're all going to make the decision that's best for us. So anyways, that's all I got. You guys take care, be good. Always thanks for watching along, and keep getting out there. Touch base soon. Thanks a bunch.